Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Elite Nurse Lifestyle, where we discuss all things fashion, most importantly, fragrances. I have a fragrance from one of my favorite perfumers, and if you have been watching me for a while, you may know that there is a fragrance, my first fragrance from this house. I absolutely adored, loved the fragrance. It is the only fragrance I have ever dubbed a masterpiece, and it is no other than the House of Roja. And so I have another fragrance here from the House of Roja, and it is Innuendo. Guys, it is a fresh floral fragrance. A little unusual, like nothing I've smelled before, to be honest. But I just absolutely adore it. I wore it out a few nights ago, and it was just beautiful, beautiful, perfect for this time of year. And so let's get into it, right? So the name is Innuendo, and of course, the meaning of innuendo, it's almost like no words are needed when you get the message, right? So when you walk in with this fragrance, guys, you won't even have to utter one single word, because everyone is going to understand what you're trying to project, right? So of course, the packaging, I'm sure you've seen a ton of these already, so I'm just going to go through this really quickly. That's the box right there. It has the signature for Roja on the side, and this is the beautiful corset that it sits in, and I just love that purple color. I think it's so stunning. So this is the fragrance right here. Of course, it has the name embossed on the top of the cap, and the name of the name of the perfumer, that is Roja, and as well as the name of the fragrance is on this logo thing here. And look at the details, guys. I just absolutely love this house. Not only do they make amazing fragrances, but the packaging is just everything for me. And so this fragrance, like I mentioned before, it is like a citrusy floral, and that's so unusual. I'm not, a huge lover of fruity citrus fragrances, but like I've said before, I'm stepping out my box this year, and I've been quite surprised by, the things that I've been liking that I wouldn't typically give a second chance. But so this fragrance, guys, it starts off really bright. And what I've noticed is that with the Roja fragrances, he tends to do like a bright note in the top of the fragrance. So he would use like maybe a bergamot or some kind of citrusy note that just gives you like this effervescent, bright feel to the fragrance, right? And so this one, it starts out with that bright note, and then like an hour or so after, that goes away, and then you get like the florals that comes out in this fragrance. So I'm going to get into the notes and let you know what those are. And so guys, the notes in this fragrance, like I mentioned, it starts off with the citrus. There's orange, lemon, verbena, bergamot, and lemon. So already, guys, those notes are typically what you find in like men's fragrances, right? That fresh, fruity type, well, not fruity, but like that fresh, effervescent type of scent, right? So already it's a little bit different than what you tend to find in women's fragrances. And then the middle notes are ylang, mayrose, jasmine, and violet. And you definitely get that ylang note, as well as the jasmine, the violet, and The base has orris root, which gives it that powdery dry down. It's a little powdery on the dry down with this fragrance, as I find that most Roja fragrances are. In the dry down, it tends to be a little bit powdery, and that's from the orris root, which has like an iris type of feel. There's tonka bean, sandalwood, that gives it just a little bit of creaminess, the patchouli, labdanum, and musk. You definitely get the musk. It's a little musky, nothing skanky, overbearing, nothing like that. It's an amazing fragrance. I don't hear a lot of talk about this fragrance, and so I was quite intrigued with it. I think it is absolutely beautiful for this time of year. It has moderate projection, moderate sillage, and longevity. For me, the length of time when I wore it on my skin was about 6 hours, 5-6 hours, and then it sat closer as a skin scent, with, you know, it being a little bit powdery on the dry down. But guys, if you have this fragrance, I think there's one other reviewer that I saw that I told her that I was thinking of getting this fragrance, and she said she really liked it as well. But it is just beautiful, beautiful. If you haven't smelt this fragrance, go ahead and get your nose on it. Of course, it's quite pricey. Typical range price for this fragrance is in the 300s, and so definitely go ahead, get maybe a sample of the fragrance, because it may be a little polarizing, especially with it being, like I mentioned, with the citrusy notes at the top and then the florals. But I think it's beautifully blended. And if you have it, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this fragrance. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned.